And so I'm reading the book, and in 85, I see you dive through that window. Abattoir 87, you're in that van, you're watching through a tiny hole, 6mm hole.
Yeah.
Something goes by, you think it's on, it was a tumbleweed, you jump out, and there's guys with guns on people, and you start firing on those guys. And of course, it's 18 years later, but now you're shooting Azelle Rodney, and you're always the guy that's on the front line jumping in.
No, because...
But that's the way, it does look that way.
It kind of does, but again, in the book, I made it quite clear at one particular point that, I was suspended after the abattoir job. I wasn't suspended for the investigation, but I came off of operations of my own volition, and I think that there was an attempt by senior management to get me out of there, because at that point I was the first person to have been involved in a shooting, and I was the second person to be involved in a shooting, and this time 3 people have died. And I think that, in the words of one chief superintendent, he actually told me, you must realise you'll never go on operations again. You're a political embarrassment to the Metropolitan Police. And I'm sure what he meant by that was that, our proudest boast as a police force is that we're unarmed. And you're screwing with that reputation, So I was made to feel very uncomfortable. I was sort of marginalised and given crap jobs, and they had several attempts to...
Unjustifiably so.
I think so.
Because the abattoir was 3 guys, you shot 3 of them, 2 died.
2 died.
These were white guys, for the record.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but again, you're kind of the blemish on the force.
The point I'm making is that by the time I came round, I think I said in the book, I can't remember the exact number now, I did do the maths, but about 14 other guys had now opened fire, and other suspects had been killed by my colleagues. So, yes, I've been involved in 3 situations where I've opened fire, but there are other colleagues that have been involved in similar number of... one of my colleagues, during that same period, sort of late 80s, early 90s, chased some suspects, came around a blind bend, was shot in the leg, went down, returned fire, killed 2 suspects and wounded the 3rd. So effectively he did exactly what I did, but had the common sense to get himself shot. So, he was looked upon in a slightly different light. In fact, he got awarded, quite rightly, a bravery award.
Continue watching this fascinating conversation for free by clicking on the link below to visit our website, learn from the best minds in the world, and connect with a community of passionate people building the best versions of themselves. Just click on the link below, and I'll see you on the inside.